Tonight, we're beating out a bullet. I know you're not going to be able to see in there, but Sean's 9mm has a bullet stuck in there, and we got some advice. Let's see, we got some advice from a couple of friends, and we're going to try to beat this thing out of here. So we are going to set the camera up, time lapse, and show you what we're going to do. All right, guys, so I took a piece of oak and ripped it so that it fits in between there. So that way there's nothing touching the oak except for the flat surface here, as well as the flat surface over here. We're going to stand that up on there. I may rip that down a little narrower so it's not up in the air quite as far, but I think we're going to be all right. I may do something just to hold that in place. So the other thing that we did was we took a 1/4-inch extension. This is a 9mm barrel. This is a 1/4-inch extension, and the extension is a lot longer than what this barrel is. And the reason I wanted it that way is so that this doesn't bottom out on the barrel. So we left that hang past, and here we go. Now we're going to go to the time lapse. All right, guys, I'm going to show you my arm right now. Yeah, those are goosebumps. We thought we were going to knock one bullet out. We actually knocked 2 bullets out. Wow. So now we're just going to take a good look down this barrel. Make sure everything looks okay. And then, hell, we might throw a 9mm in it and throw it across the street. So stay tuned. All right, guys, I know I'm not very good at breaking down stories for you. I always post videos and I briefly go over what I'm doing and how I did it and why I did it. But I'm going to go into a little bit of detail. So Sean is my youngest daughter's boyfriend. They went out target shooting, and he pulled the trigger. And when the next shell went to go in, the chamber didn't close all the way, so he couldn't pull the trigger on the next shot. So he just thought that there was one bullet lodged in there. So he went ahead and took the barrel apart and looked at it. Sure enough, he's seen a bullet. And he was under the assumption that there was only one bullet in there. But indeed, he got real lucky because there was already a bullet in there when that bullet got stuck, as you guys seen in the video. So it sat in his drawer for a couple of weeks. He wasn't sure what to do about it. He actually contacted some of the manufacturer and some of the local gun stores. They told him that the barrel was not available. I can't believe that you can't buy a Ruger SR9 barrel, but he claims that that's indeed what happened there. He can't find a barrel for it. And he was a little scared to beat the bullet out because he didn't want to mess the barrel up. Of course, I went in and watched a couple of YouTube videos, and they made it look real easy, so that's what I did. We made up a piece of oak, and I talked to a buddy of mine who does a lot of gun shooting and stuff, and he said they do it all the time. So, you know, I don't know if I described that well enough, but I ripped that oak narrow enough that it sat on the 2 flats of, oh yeah. They don't want to lay no eggs, but now they want to come in my garage. That's real good. I don't want them in here, though. Go on, get out of here. This is for men only. Come on, Gunner, get in here. The girls got to stay out there, and if you don't start laying eggs, we're going to kill all of y'all and eat yous. One wing at a time. All right, so let's get back to where we were. So yeah, after letting it sit in the drawer for a couple weeks, he started talking to my daughter about it, and he wanted to get it fixed. He tried to find the barrel, couldn't find the barrel. So he brought it over here. I told my youngest daughter, tell him to bring it over here. We'll redneck that son of a gun. First thing I thought maybe I had to drill through the bullet. And that's kind of what Sean thought too. Maybe if you drilled through the bullet, it would relieve the pressure on the outside the barrel. But indeed, that's not what we had to do. We just put it on that piece of oak, knocked it down with that 1/4-inch extension. And again, I had to take the tape off of the extension. My thought on that was keep the metal away from the metal with the electrical tape, but that made the diameter of the 1/4-inch extension too large, wouldn't fit in the bore of the pistol. So yeah, it's a done deal. We went across the street. I used my GoPro at 240 frames a second, and not realizing that you have to have a special program called Handbrake to use that file. It's a GX file instead of a GH file, all that computer jargon. So yep, we got the bullet out, took it across the street, pulled the trigger. Everything is working great, and the barrel looks fine. So I think he's just gonna go on from there.